Hi, greetings and welcome back. This is Matt Liebman Vidal from Karnak Holistics. So let me speak about the unconscious and conscious. So now, when you look at the unconscious, it's looking at how you are and what you are feeling and what you are internalizing what is going on for you today and what has happened for you from the past. Because whatever has happened from the past is manifesting itself right now today. And what we need to do, and what we both, and what I'm trying to help you do, is shift that way of thinking, the way of feeling, in order to move forward to have a better life moving forward. The only way you can do that is by really internalizing and really getting to know why you are feeling and why these situations have happened. So now let me just go and just speak about your past and what's going on for you right now. So let's say that a couple of years ago that you was raised and you're forever being put down and people was always putting you in a certain box or a certain bracket, and you internalized that, and today you have problems, for example, building relationships, trust, and things like that. So what you need to do, and what myself has been there, what we need to do is release those negative views. The way we do that is look at them, analyze them, really feel them. That's when I say, and I say to my clients as a transformational coach, is where does that come from? What does that do, and how does that feel? Where does it resonate in your body? For example, if in the past you've been said that you're useless, you're not good, you never achieve anything, and then you are really good at a certain sport or a certain academic way of thinking, but yet you don't believe that you are because of what's happened in the past, what you need to do, that is called a God's gift and also a talent. What you need to do is start to really letting go of why these people were saying such negative things. Because reality, you are your greatest specialist. Nobody else, because you know yourself better than you. Now, until you internalize it and reanalyze it, for example, say if every time you think about that certain situation and about your past, and you would get a bad stomach, or you get a throat, your throat gets all tense, you need to look about, if it's your throat, you need to release it by speaking about it, maybe by singing or using some kind of using your vocal cords when you're in that state to let go. And sometimes chanting is a really good way of releasing those negative vibrations. The other thing, if it's manifested in your stomach, which is the solar plexus, what you need to do is really look at that chakra and releasing that, working with that energy in that chakra to letting that go. So one of the best ways would be breathing, taking deep breaths, panting to release it while you're doing that release and that letting go. That the other point you can use is again chanting, deep chanting from the stomach. And again, deep singing and using that voice to let it go. Now, there's some beautiful books out there if you want to research called, there's one by Dr. Hawkins called Letting Go. He speaks about past events and why you are here today, and then really looking at the subliminal message that's inside your situation and why you may be internalizing these situations. It could be a social reason, it could be a historical, it could be even cultural. Now, we all know from a cultural point of view that if you're from a certain community, then we always get labeled to be a certain way, when sometimes, more than always, it's totally full of BS, and we need to let that go, because not everybody's the same. But from a social point of view, it's because of the social environment that you may take on different situations, and that's down for you to work your way through. Now, there's another way of looking at it. There's a beautiful book written by Michael Singer called Living in a Place of Surrender. Now, when you live in a place of surrender and you're letting go of all this BS and all this stuff, you start to really understand your true worth, and that's what's important right now. Looking at your true worth, looking at who you are, looking at what you can achieve, not from what people perceive you were from the past. So say, for example, you decided you got an affiliation, you're really good at speaking, so you want to do a YouTube channel, and people say, "Oh, you're not very good at visual, not very good on camera." But if you look at a YouTube channel, a lot of people who run YouTube channels, not necessarily like male models or female models, they are just ordinary people who have something to say. And normally it's because they project themselves the way, and they're not afraid to talk about who they are and what they are. That's where they feel safe. Now that's the important part why people become successful, is because they look at who they are and they don't limit themselves to who people were from the past. Now I just want to speak about Steve Jobs, for example. Steve Jobs created Macintosh. He was fired by the own company he created, and then he decided to go, okay, well let me therefore change. Now we all know Steve Jobs is an amazing inventor, and he had a good gift, and he also had foresight, and he had vision. So he decided to create Apple. Now Apple bought out Macintosh. Now that's a typical focus of people transcending and letting go of the BS from the past. That's what's important, and that's the way you need to start thinking. Just because basically shit happens, it doesn't mean that the shit's going to be the same today. It's about where you're going to be in the future and what you hold on to in order to move forward. Now, the way you're looking at that is a beautiful book, which I think most people who do transformation stuff and they go into development, it's called Think and Grow Rich, and that's by Napoleon Hill. And he speaks about now this book, for example. Let me just bring this back. He wrote this book in the 1920s. Now he was hired because he was a great researcher to go out, study all these amazing people who were billionaires and millionaires at the time, because there was no billions. There was millionaires at the time, and all these wealthy people that don't seem to transcend out of the normal rat race, i.e. the conveyor belt approach. So you used to get people on a conveyor belt working in succinct rows, even the way they think, that you need to go to school, go to get a job, or go to university. If you've done well, you go to university, then get a better job. Now these people, some didn't go to university but excelled. Let's look at Richard Branson, Ford. He again went on to do amazing things because he used the law of attraction. That's my other point I wanted to come to. Beautiful book by Rhonda Byrne called The Secret, and there's been other books after that that looks at the law of attraction and the Emerald Tablet, where the law of attraction comes from. Now, when you're looking at the Emerald Tablet and you're looking at the law of attraction, it's using what is within is going to be without. So what you internalize is what you will achieve. So every action causes a reaction. So if you walk and you trip over, you're going to stumble. If you eat something which is out of date and not very healthy, you're going to be sick. It's Sod's law. So therefore, it's using that mental way of thinking to shift your way forward and really understand that you can make these changes by really using your mindset to change these things. The other book is called a book by Steve Harvey, which it's called Act Like Success and Think Like Success. Sometimes you can think a certain way and act a certain way, but not be a certain way. So, and then it would eventually happen. Now, you can just act it, but you're just fooling yourself to a degree. You need to really internalize this, and I think that is a good way of starting. You need to live the feeling. So, again, it says in The Secret, go and drive that sports car that you love. Go and live in the house, or stay, or visit the house that you really want. Be outside. Imagine that you're really living there, but that's good. But the important thing is, it's really, 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 really feeling it. I can't stress that. Went with a client the other day. We're doing a lot of work around fear and progression. Amazing speaker, but just couldn't get the feeling of letting internal stuff really help boost their career. So I goes, if you can't get around that and really encapsulate that and really use that as your transformation, as your perpetuating forward, you're always going to be staying in this box. So I literally kept this client focused, working on their own story, really internalizing, really understanding it, but then using it for a proper benefit to move her forward. Now, out of that, they're transitioning and they're moving forward to achieve greater things, and now are working even in this state that we're in, i.e. lockdown. So the other thing is a beautiful book called The Raw Contact, and now this is done by James McCarthy. Now he was a narrator, and Carla Righet was the medium who translated the messages from Ra. who is from ancient Egypt. Now he came down many times to help us consciousness and unconsciousness. Now it's important that whether we believe or not believe it, it's always good to educate yourself about these certain situations or understandings or other people's views, because some of it may resonate with you. Now, not everything's going to resonate with you, but some things could. And as I said in a book by David Hawkins called Letting Go, he talks about letting go and letting go of that controlled manifestation or the controlled idea that whoever's told you that you'll never be anything. You know, for years people were telling me that I would never go and do something, and what I taught myself was to say, two fingers up here, I'm going to go and do it anyway. And then, as long as I could visualize it, see it, and believe it, and know I can do it, I went off and I did it anyway. And I'm creating my YouTube channel, I'm creating my business, I'm working for a well-known organization, and I'm helping so many people to make their lives much better than the way it is today. That's my gift in life. I know I'm good at that, and that's what. And it took me a long time to believe that. And let me tell you a good story that no one. I'll give you a bit of advice. No one's going to tell you what you're good at. If there is somebody that's good, but no one's going to know or tell you what you're good at, and that's the only person who's going to do that is you. Now, I have an amazing faith, and I have my belief is rooted deep within me. Anyone that knows me know I don't do anything without the Creator's approval. Now, many times I've been stuck in many places and I didn't know where I was going, what I want to achieve. But even though I still believe and received it or someone, it never felt quite right, because I didn't feel, obviously, like the one I feel employed and the one I serve is a Creator. So there's this inner power you get when you're serving a higher being. Yeah, we can go and create things ourselves, and yeah, it comes from the Creator, but when you've got a link in a faith, you seem to understand the journey. Now, I was speaking to this person the other day, and they were saying about they achieved greatness or achieved something, but they still didn't feel they got anywhere. They got the money, they got the car, they got the house, they got the partner, but they don't feel that they went anywhere. And I go, tell me about your journey. What was your journey? What did you do? What did you achieve? And they were telling me this story, and that's what was really quite funny. I said, like, that's a great story. Where's the emotion? Where's the feeling? How did you feel? What did you feel when you weren't achieving? What did you feel when you achieved something? What was your goal? And what did you do when you achieved something? Did you celebrate? Did you give a hug to somebody? What was your power behind all that? He just looked at me like I was getting crazy. That I was an alien. Now, he kind of got it at the end when we was talking about it, and I said, like, there's no feeling at the end. So you haven't built up emotion going forward. The journey. You understand? The journey, when you arrive, the journey about building emotion at these important stepping stones. Yeah, so when you achieve something, whether it's bad or good, if it's bad, still keep your faith and know that he's making you feel great to come back. Maybe not going in the right direction, but keep going and feel it, grow it, and keep moving. And then you keep moving on. You keep feeling it as you grow. When you receive your goal, boom, then you know you've achieved. Now, I hope that's helped. I'm going to do a lot more videos based around using your chakras and the law of attraction to use manifestation in order to achieve greater goals. Now, stay safe, look after yourself. Remember one thing, and I really mean this from me and from the Creator and my collective, who are my guides. You are a spiritual being having a human existence, and you are loved, and you're an amazing spirit. Don't let nobody tell you anything less. Stay true, stay blessed, and stay safe. Blessings to you.